Hello and welcome to Radical Peacemaking Podcast with your host, Méliane, aka Aëla, Josephia, Goddess of the Peace. So I want to say welcome. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. I have been podcasting for over 2 years on topics of being in recovery, healing, ascension, shadow work, 5D, all that kind of stuff. And relationships. I've been speaking a lot on the topic of relationships because it's one of my deep passion. Coming from a place with a lot of lack of experience in healthy relationships, it's just funny how now today it's like one of my favorite things to speak about, although I don't have a lot of experience practicing healthy relationships. I don't believe that practice is always necessary in order to teach. And I know that I'm going to trigger a lot of people by saying that, because that's what I do. I trigger people. That's why I came here to do. I came here to fill in the blanks. I have this ability, and you can call it claircognizance, you can call it channeling, you can call it I have ascended before. This is not my first rodeo as a spiritual guide. I've had readings from people confirming that I have been spiritual guides before. But yeah, so I was born this way. I remember I was a teenager and my family, my mom and my sisters called me the voice of reason or the Zen. They couldn't decide which one, so they're like, well, you have two. You're the Zen and the voice of reason. I'm like, okay. And I had read no books. I had no outside source as to where the information that I was sharing, or just for me, it was just I was being myself. I wasn't channeling information per se. I wasn't going out in community and helping people. It was more like just me being a teenager and just speaking words that sounded very wise with a tone of authority. But I feel like what it was is I was just channeling my higher self, my soul, my light, my natural wisdom. Because when you have had multiple lives, you come equipped. You come equipped with more abilities, more gifts, more knowledge, more wisdom. Your soul has an age. So some souls, they're all a fractal of God, but souls are created differently. They're crafted differently because God wants to experience everything. So you're going to see souls that are here souls that really, really like suffering. For them, what they find when they come out of the 3D world and they cross over into the spirit world, they don't enjoy pain. It's not that. It's the information that they get. It's the wisdom. It's the aha moments. And so I strongly believe that souls, which is what runs our body, by the way. If you think souls is it's woo-woo, it's without a soul, you wouldn't be here. You are a soul before you are human. I believe spirit before human. However, you don't want to live thinking you're only spirit. You want to live thinking you're both. For me, if you're living like a spirit without a body, you're not going to ascend on a physical level. You cannot ascend if your body is not ascending too. And I think that's a whole new topic. I think that's a whole new episode. Because I see a lot, and like I'm everywhere. Like I'm watching a lot of podcasts, I'm watching a lot of videos, like I'm informing myself of what is out there, not to follow, but to take what I resonate with. And I build from it, I craft from it, I grow from it. I don't say that's the ultimate truth. I say, hey, that sounds true to me right now. So I don't follow people. No. Yes, I'm subscribed to your channel, but it doesn't mean I'm following you. It just means that I like your content enough for me to subscribe. So please understand that I'm not a person who has any attachment to groups. I'm not part of any community. And I think we need to be careful when we use the word community. And I'm a person who I accept all labels, but at the same time, I want to bring awareness to how we use them. So I'm okay with saying 3D, 5D, 6D, 10, like, or like frequency, fifth frequency that we are collectively moving into, shifting into with the earth. Like we're moving, getting, I don't have an issue saying those labels because I don't see how else I'm supposed to describe what we are experiencing. And if you tell me that I must find another way to describe this because some people are sensitive to the label 3D, 4D, 5D, or even ascension, or even consciousness, or high consciousness, or expanded consciousness, some people are triggered by these labels. I understand. I also see a lot of trauma, fear involved in those triggers. So I feel that if we look into the things that trigger us, including a simple label, we will find a lot of truth in there. We will find some shadow. We will find some fears. It may be attached to trauma, it may be attached to your past, it may be attached to your fear of expanding. It may be attached to your fear of changing everything you're doing. It may be, attached to fear of transforming, or most importantly, it may be attached to narcissism. And when I say narcissism, I mean the lack of ability, does that make sense? Not being able to be wrong. The lack of ability to accept that you were wrong at some point, or that your information, let me rephrase that. To accept that what you were doing or what you believed in was not of your highest truth. We think we have it all figured out, and then we get triggered. Oh shit, there's that too. Oh my God, I've been doing this. Oh, I did not realize that I was actually mocking. I did not realize that I was telling people what to do constantly all the time, and there's no other way, there's only this way. Channeling is not okay. Chanting is not okay. You cannot raise your frequency. That's not biologically possible. Healing people with energy work, quantum healing, whatever, is not okay. It's creating dependency. And I'm getting worked up a little here. Hold on. All of these things are personal preferences or fear of embodying, fear of expanding, fear of shifting, fear of accepting your information as being incomplete, because we are all incomplete. We are in the 3D world, we are not complete. When we're in the spirit world, we are complete. It is okay to feel inferior than spirits, because on an energetic level, we are on the lower scale. It is okay to feel unworthy of certain frequencies, because the frequency difference between us, what we can attain, even what we can connect to, but mostly like what we embody, what we emit, is much lower than frequencies in the spirit world. So it's more than okay to feel insecure, to feel inferior, to feel unworthy of that love, okay? Because it is so great. It is so big. And we can't just jump in and embody it overnight. The embodying process takes months and years. You can have immediate shifts, but it's not total embodiment. So that feeling of being human is okay. We need to feel human. But at the same time, if you want to channel goddesses, if you want to channel light beings, you want to channel your higher self, you want to channel ascended masters, you want to go to church, find a community, and listen to a priest channel for you, I personally think that this can be giving your power away, because you don't have to let a person do that for you. You can do that yourself, and you don't need a community, and you don't need a church. You don't need a community. You don't need a community. You don't need a community. You don't need a community to do this. This is an inside job, and your soul has different templates, has different wiring, has different wisdom, has different desires, yada, 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 has different experiences. Some souls are newer than others. Some are older, some are ancient, blah, 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 blah. That's not hierarchy. That's accepting things for what they are. Accept that archangels are not in human forms right now, just living because the frequency is too low for them. That's not hierarchy. That's just what they are. They are now, archangels, or they are now ascended masters, or they are now blah, 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 blah. They have walked the path. They have gotten through the initiations. They have passed all the tests. It's the rite of passage. Okay? So a person who has completed challenges after challenges and has reached the embodiment, the total and complete embodiment of the lessons and the wisdom that they have acquired through their journeys. And I'm talking about some souls have been here for a long time. So I'm speaking along the lines of leadership here. This is really for people who, it's not just for leaders, it's for everybody. But I'm going to put a highlighter on that, and I'm going to bold it, and I'm going to underline it, and I'm going to say, you know what, leaders, please, this message is mostly designed for you. I'm here to speak to you, leaders of spiritual communities, leaders of cults, leaders at church, leaders of groups, leaders that are not spiritual or don't associate with the word spirituality, or don't associate with the word New Age. And I'm going to do a whole episode on the label New Age. I have so much to talk about. This is for you. Understanding these things can give great perception and great observations of things that we did not previously see or understood or agreed with, something that caused us some type of trigger or pain. And you know what that is? Unworthiness. I'm not good enough. I'm not there. But you know where that comes from. It comes from the program that we were born into. Let's face it, we were born into a world that was already programmed. How can we avoid it? I mean, it's very difficult to avoid a program that we are birthed into. So let's just have compassion for ourselves, for what we have chosen to experience in this lifetime. And during this transition, during this global shift. And I know some people don't understand what this shift is. You will soon. And I just want to say that avoiding information, ignoring information that keeps coming to you, is you avoiding yourself. It's a, fear of growth, fear of things we don't understand, fear of change, fear of being seen, fear of having to come out, fear of changing your life, fear of there's so many fears, you know what I mean? Like you fill in the blanks, you fill in the blanks, you fill in the blanks, But this is time. It is time. It is time. Humans have been destroying themselves. And I'm not going to put the blame on people. I will put the blame, and I'm going to put the word blame with in brackets, okay? Because I don't blame anything on anybody. I don't like to do that anymore. But I'm using the word blame because I see an outside force, outside of humans, outside of the natural flow of life, outside of the ecosystem. There you go. Okay? Organic. That's something that's not of love, something that's not of light. So, energies that are of dark nature, aka away from the light, away from source, or you can say away from God, those energies have taken over the world and have on purpose and have created programs and have corrupted, yes, humans. They have tempered with our DNA, and so that we could be programmable, so now we are unprogramming ourselves. Completely. That's the ascension process. We are unprogramming ourselves to the max, at our own speed, at our own pace, at our own liking, our own preference. There is no rush, but it's happening. So we can't just wait months or years before we do something. There must be an understanding of what's going on and willingness to move in a different direction, to trust the flow of love, flow of light, okay? Because good things are happening to those who are choosing to go with the new energies. So, I kind of lost myself a little bit here. Let me just get back into the flow. One moment. Okay. So hierarchy does not exist. The only thing that exists is diversity. Diversity is the ultimate truth. And accepting diversity, individuality. And I heard recently in a YouTube channel, this lady, spiritual lady, I have a feeling she was religious, and that she was misleading people. Her intentions were not pure. She did say that there was a huge problem with individuality. And I was waiting for it. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? There's something off with this lady. And then boom, she said it. So be careful, leaders, because the people of light, that sounds very cheesy, I know, but the people who have a natural gift to see where love is lacking will be able to see your intentions purely. A lot of us. And the more we shift, the more people are awakening, the more people are becoming quote unquote psychic, okay? It's not psychic, it's you now are able to see beyond the veil. You can use the word psychic if you want, I don't care. You can use the word, well, now everything is visible. You can use the word, like, now we're energetically sensitive and we can tap into energies and decode them. We can say that, oh, I'm tapping into consciousness. It's all over us. It's all around us. It's, yeah, for sure. Use whatever you want. I don't care. It's happening. There are many labels to use to explain what's happening. And times are changing, guys. Like, how we used to channel, how we used to be psychic is just not the same anymore. Our physical body, our biology is actually shifting. If the frequencies are changing, you think our cells and our DNA is not changing too? Of course, it's all changing. It's going to be more light, crystallized, and more pure. Our bodies are purifying itself. So the more this happens, and I'm so excited about this, the more we're going to be able to see false light. It's going to jump in our face. Like, very obvious. Like, someone's going to talk spirituality and kumbaya. I'm making fun of people who say kumbaya. Hey, you like to sing kumbaya? By all means, I don't care. It's just not something that I resonate with, per se. But who knows? Maybe I'm going to end up in a group. We're going to be around a fire and we're just going to be like, let's sing kumbaya for the fun of it. At the end of the day, guys, whatever makes you feel good, it is what you need to do. Maybe collectively connecting with a beautiful group and sharing your vocals together, maybe that creates a beautiful vortex that can, bring codes into the earth. Because if you don't believe that we are actually doing that just by speaking, but also when we come together, that's more powerful. If you don't believe that it's happening, one day you're gonna see it, because you're gonna have a conversation with someone and you're gonna go home and you're gonna be completely shifted and you're gonna be like, what happened? Well, that person delivered some codes to your door and you accepted them. Amazon package for you, my friend. So yeah, it's happening. If you watch channels on YouTube of people who are talking about the shift or talking about, healing work or self-love or self-acceptance or whatever it is, coaching, I don't care. It's beautiful. There is so much gifts out there. Me being a coach, not for me, but there is so much abilities and energy and passions that I see in people doing what they really want to do, and they're so good and there's no stopping them, and they're on just the fucking ball. And let them, because we need them. We need me. We need you. We need everybody. Some people will need coaching services. Some people will need healing services because they don't know how to do healing work on themselves yet. Some people will need radical peacemaking consultations because they're going to be struggling with a lot of things that they just can't make peace with or let go, or find a way to alchemize. Some people will need support to do some deep shadow work because they can feel that their traumas are keeping them very scared and stuck and they just can't move. And their life is not moving forward. Or they're physically sick all the time. They have physical ailments one after the other. Some people will seek holistic healing. So many ways you can heal naturally now. Frequencies, energy work, commands, healing foods, herbal medicine. You can do body work, breath work. There's shadow work, inner child. There's so many ways you can do healing. It's unbelievable. It's kind of like, okay, well, here's a table, okay? Just go through the table and pick what you want to start with. Or if none of those work, keep looking. Don't give up. Keep looking. Because as you need something different, someone out there will receive the calling and will step in and will provide. Remember, we're all here for one another. That's why individuality is key. And hold on. That's why individuality is the foundation of humanity. It is not a pandemic. It is not a problem. Individuality is a foundation. It's foundational. Don't make me like you. Don't think I'm like you. Don't think we think the same. We need to vibe the same. We need to go to the same group, same church, same community. No, we don't need to ascend the same. We don't even need to ascend. You don't want to ascend. You don't resonate with that. You want to keep on with your beautiful life. Then keep on with your beautiful life. Your soul is on a journey, and follow your energies. Your heart will guide you. Your body will guide you. Your higher self, your guides are speaking to you through your body. and form thoughts. Not every thought is your subconscious. A lot of thought is actually because you're not listening. So what's going to happen is your God, your higher self, whatever, especially when it's like, okay, now it's time, because you're really not getting it. So we need to see some shifts here. Why? Because they are supporting your destiny. They're supporting you on your destiny. They're supporting you on your free will, on the choice you made before you came here. You came here to experience something, and you're struggling. You don't know you came here to experience these things, but your spirit guides, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, the spirit or that inner voice. You can just go with, I don't know what it is. It's just an inner voice. That's cool. Why not? Why do you have to say, oh, it's the spirit, or it's my guides, or I'm channeling Jesus Christ? I do believe people do channel light beings of very, very, very high frequency and purity. I do believe that. I can feel it in my bones. And I believe that some people channel darker entities. And I can feel that in my bones too. So they're both true. They both exist. It's a frequency match. Your beliefs will make things happen or make things not happen. Anyways, there's so much I want to say. I can't sit within one topic. I want to go be everywhere at the same time. That's my problem. I'm going to work on that. I promise. I have notes. I'm not even reading. Hold on. Where was I? So you want to call it whatever you want. Does it matter? It doesn't matter to me. It does not matter to me what you choose to do with yourself in terms of lifestyle, spiritual or not spiritual. It really makes absolutely no difference to me what you choose to do with yourself, because it's not my life. I'm not the one receiving those energies. I'm not the one embodying those energies. I'm not the one experiencing consequences, good and bad. I'm not the one in your relationships. I'm not the one being of service the way you're being of service. Why do I care about how you do life, how you exist, how you show up? I don't give a damn. Beautiful. Nothing. It's none of my business. It's none of my business what you do with yourself. I make it my business because I want... Oh my God, there's so many reasons why we make it our business. There's so many reasons why we don't like when another person does something. Fear of not belonging, fear of being rejected, fear of not being a part of a community, fear of being alone, fear of loneliness, fear of being wrong. Narcissism. A lot of us hold templates of narcissism. It's coming to the surface, guys. Become aware. I have some. We all have some. Okay? Some of them it's like more predominant, and other ones it's just little leftovers from past lives or from your parents or from your experiences. Okay? We all have narcissism. It's not black and white. That's what I'm trying to say. And narcissism is obviously like huge rejection of the self. It's also rejection of the wounds. It's not accepting, it's not being able, it's complete repression, okay? So when I use the word narcissism, I mean there is a lot of suppression and repression still happening. So maybe I'm gonna be more clear next time I use it. But that's how I see narcissism, is there's still a big part of you that you're not seeing. It could also be needing to control the other, because it gives us a sense of power. It gives us a sense of hierarchy, superior. There you go. It makes us feel important. You know, it really feeds our ego, instead of being, oh, you know what? That information is very useful. Let me sit with it and see how it lands. See what I want to keep. See where, because the thing is, and this is why diversity is so important, and this is why diversity is actually how Source, God, consciousness, the great mind decided to bring everybody on board and make them so different, look so different. And it knew that there was going to be chaos because of the amount of diversity, the amount of differences, the amount of disagreement. And what's happening right now, okay, like the pandemic and spirituality reaching such extreme, and those who are religious also are reaching an extreme. There's more control. There's more, oh my God, you can't do that now. You can't do this. You can't now, you know? There's a lot of propaganda happening on both sides. Everybody's shaming everybody. Everybody is mocking everybody. Mocking. No, no, no. You do not say, and I'm telling you what to do, but I'm not really telling you what to do. Please know that everything that is being shared on this podcast, okay, is and will always be a suggestion. You take what you want and you do whatever you want with it. I'm not even going to tell you, you need to master it, you need to embody it. No, you know yourself enough. You are a master of yourself, a master of your life, a master of your body. You need to use your discernment or build discernment or become more resourceful or become more self-empowered. I'm not telling you what to do, but that's what I wish for people. I wish for people to just be their own friggin' master, to begin to master thyself. Know thyself first, fine, but then master thyself. But start with knowing thyself. What is it that you really want? Ask yourself those questions. Asking questions to yourself will bring answers, and they're going to be coming from who knows where the fuck, who fucking cares. They're going to be coming to you from your body, from your heart, in the form thoughts, how you receive information, because we're not receptive all in the same way. We're not wired the same way, and we're not all receptive the same way. And I'm saying who cares where the information is coming from, because sometimes the only way we're going to know where it's really coming from is going to be when we cross over. That's when we're going to know, oh, that's what I was channeling. I was channeling my higher self. I was really just channeling that light on top of me, which is really like a spirit, but it's a collective with all of my guides. Who knows? You know, maybe you're channeling light beings. Maybe you're channeling entities of dark nature. But at the end of the day, you're channeling information. It's yours. And that's just where you're at. And I personally believe that when you're at a point when you're like, enough is enough. I want to feel better. I want to change my life. I want answers. Okay? When you come to this point, what happens is that you have empowered yourself. You're in a state of self-empowerment, meaning your intention is to shift, is to feel better, is to receive higher wisdom, higher frequencies, codes, okay? To assist you, to assist your wiring, your templates, okay? Your programs to dissolve so that new programs can come in. You are asking for new programs. So when you ask questions, it doesn't matter if you ask it to yourself, to God, or you ask it to your spirit guides, or you ask it to your pillow. I don't care who you ask. You can hold your teddy and say, hey teddy, I have a question for you. Can you answer me? I swear to friggin' God, your teddy will come up with some answers. Why? Because spirits knows no boundaries. It will speak to you in any way you need. Any way you need. Spirits will speak to you. You can say, hey spirits, I just want to speak to you through my teddy because it's the only thing that actually kind of like makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Or, I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to leave it as that. And the agreement that you make with yourself or you make with spirits, okay, with your guides, they work. Your free will creates that it happens. Because if you say, I can't do this, it's too much, I need slow down, I need you to be more clear, I need you to just don't bother me between this time and that time. Like, there's a lot of people who are really psychic and they just need to have boundaries all over the place because otherwise they can't live their life. And it's great to be of service. It's great to, like, you know, have a gift and having to share it, because if you're here and you don't share your gift, then why are you here? And that was actually a very mean thing to say, because who am I to tell you to share your gifts? Who am I to say that, you know what, you don't deserve to be here because you don't share your gifts? Oh, that was mean. Oh, I can't stand that. So yeah, that's really that's not who I am. That's not what I believe in. That's what I mean. That's what I meant to say. I believe so much in free will, and I also believe in soul contracts. I also believe that we have a destiny already decided, okay, a life sort of crafted, and we can edit it. And I also believe that we have multiple timelines based on different frequencies, based on our decisions. We can edit those too. Our free will plays such an important part. And if you want to live a peaceful life, you know, live by the ocean, have a dog, have your coffee in the morning on your porch, and you just want peace, because your nervous system can no longer tolerate anything, then you go do that. And let's say you're very gifted at painting, writing, you're psychic, you're this, you're the most powerful coach on earth, and you say, you know what, I'm retiring. Y'all are going to need to find another coach. You know what's going to happen? The universe is going to hear you that you are retiring, and it's going to be, okay, well, we're going to work with some other individuals to make sure that they are available and replace this person, because, well, people need people. People will need what they need. So if ever you need a break, or you need to stop completely, or you don't need it, you just choose, I'm done. Because there are new people that are birthed every day. There are people who are training themselves to become the best coach, the best professional leaders, the best leaders of harmony. That's what we need. We need people to bring people together by accepting that you don't like this, and by accepting that I can't live without it. That's the kind of leaders that we need. Anyways, I'm just saying that, hey, you do you, because the universe has your back, and the universe has the back of everybody else on earth. It's not because you retire that all of your clients are going to be left in the dark. Nah, I almost promise you, I can't promise you because I can't promise anything. I promise myself that I will not promise anymore, but I almost promise you that the universe is going to step in and make sure that everybody gets what they need. Why? Because you ask and you shall receive. So you ask for support, the universe will deliver. So asking questions is what personally took me from having lost my soul completely. Not completely, but I had no reason to live anymore. It took me from a really dark place to a place where I'm confident, I'm happy in my current life, and no, I don't have all of my desires in front of me right now. They're not all manifested, but they're coming. And I'm happy that they're coming, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to welcome them. So I just want you to know that we're all on a journey. Okay? I'm not done growing and healing and shifting. I'm at the very beginning. I just opened my channel November 1st, 2024. This is my first real official podcast episode since I claimed the title of Goddess of the Peace. Am I a god? A god? No, but Goddess of the Peace really resonates with me very deeply because I've been a peacemaker my whole life. And frustration is what guides me. Where I am triggered is what guides me for more growth, more understanding, more embodiment of my truth. Oh, you know what? That over there, doesn't feel good. I don't like it. I don't vibe with it. I would never be able to tell a person to do that or to not do that. So it brings me closer to my truth. It's kind of like I can grab it. Like, okay, now I understand. So I'm coming back full circle now on the topic of diversity, because that's why we have diversity on Earth. And that's why it was designed this way. It was designed so that you find total acceptance and total forgiveness of what is, what has happened, what will happen. We don't know. Maybe we do know. But at the end of the day, we're all on the same boat together, on the same earth. But we don't all feel the same. We don't want the same. We don't like the same. We don't have the same preferences. We're not going in the same place. Our souls, our bodies are not equipped in the same way. And even as we embody more of our higher selves, you know what's going to happen? We will become even more individualized. Because right now, we are still very much mimicking one another. We're still on that trajectory of let's follow, let's mimic, let's praise, let's worship. Oh, I'm part of this community. We are assisting one another. In which way? How can another person know exactly what you need? They don't. If you follow people too much, or if you follow people at all, or if you base yourself on people's experiences to compare with yours, or if you just plain compare yourself with other people, what's going to happen is that you're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to your body, your heart, your messages, your guidance. I don't care where it's coming from. You're not listening to that inner voice. You're not listening to your guys. If you have been given the gift of being a channeler, by all means, this is where you get your support. Mostly, maybe not, but it's a form of support. It's a source. It's a resource. You still have free will, and you still have discernment. It's going to shift, it's going to come, it's going to go based on your needs. Maybe one day you're going to be like, hey buddy, like I think I'm good now. You can hang there if you want. But the thing is, when you reach a certain state of sovereignty, you guys, they're like, hey buddy, you got it. I'll see you later. I'll see you around. I'll keep an eye on you. I'll come in if ever you need anything, or if ever I feel like you're struggling, I'll give you some little pushes here and there. But they might not even be part of your life anymore. Or their consciousness might be so integrated with you that you might just, it might merge with, I don't know. What I'm saying is that who cares how you do ascension? Who cares how you choose to do it? I don't. I can't. I only care about how I do my ascension. In case you haven't realized, I'm on the path of ascension. I'm on the path of ascension that I have chosen is the path of a high priestess. It is one way to ascend. It is one way to ascend. And I can feel a lot of people getting triggered right now, and that's fine, because if it doesn't resonate with you, then it's not for you. If you feel called, when you hear the word goddess energy, feminine energy, or high priestess, or Kundalini, just follow the guidance and see where it takes you. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. Follow the first guidance, follow the first call, follow the first bell, and see how you feel. Because it might take a year before you're like, oh shit, that's what it means. So don't rush. You cannot rush ascension. You cannot rush stepping into your higher wisdom. You can't rush stepping into your purpose. Some people have a different purpose, okay? Some people are not meant to necessarily go on YouTube and be a coach or be a leader. That's not everybody's path. If you have a path already pre-chosen, and you try to go far away from it because you want to be like other people, because you don't want to be in a different position that is also good, that is also needed, that is also loved, needed, part of the divine plan. I don't know where I was going. I don't know what I started with, but the point is, yeah, it's not for everybody. If you don't have these templates, you're going to feel resistance. It's going to be painful. You're going to feel forced. You're going to have to fake a persona that's not you. You're going to mimic. So don't do that. You listen to your flow, where life is wanting to take you, and step on that stepping stone. Just step on that stepping stone and see where that stepping stone wants to take you next. But you're going to know that when you're at that moment. It's a forever ending moment, so wait for the moment to reveal itself. It will unfold when it's time. Finding my purpose, which is very ironic because it's what I've been doing my whole life. And I was just like, shadow work, and I don't know, I need to like help people awaken, and I need to help people like see how much trauma they have inside so that they can all alchemize it, so that they can find space in their body and fill it with love. Actually, it automatically gets filled with love. When you clear, it just transfers into love. Because love is wanting to pour in. The only reason why it's not pouring in is because it's filled with old You catch my drift? Anyways, the next thing you know, I just found myself seeing leaders leading in ways that were not in accordance to divine laws, not in accordance to how free will works. Not about freedom, not about freedom of choice, but it was about controlling. It was about forcing. It was about insisting. No, hold on. The word's not coming. Manipulating people into thinking that that's the way and that's the only way. And I even heard leaders, great leaders of great communities of millions of people, guys, millions and millions of people. This is very sad. Say, you're nothing but a worm. You're comparable to a worm. You're earth food. Worms are earth food. You're going to die. You're going to become earth food. So why are you even giving a fuck about yourself or your life? Just live. Just don't worry about anything. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about anything. You know what that's going to do to you? You're going to lose all of your soul. It's going to put you into a deep state of depression. You're going to want to give up. Yeah, why even think about what I want to do when I'm going to end up dead? Of course, we're all going to not make it. We're going to end up dying at some point. But that's part of life. But if you let a person make you feel like your life is not worthy of love, excitement, joy, fulfillment, purpose, passion, and all of that friggin' beautiful stuff, then you don't see their true intention. Their intention is to dim your light, to stop you from connecting to God, okay? Connecting to your source, okay? Whatever that God is for you, whatever that source is, how you want to call it, or how it feels, or what it brings to you, it wants you to not even try. Where do you think it's been happening for thousands and thousands of years? We've been programmed so that we disconnect. They are trying to keep you disconnected. I even heard, that's one person, I even heard, I commented on that, and I spread my peace all over that shit. I also heard another person say, stop trying to be like God. Stop trying to connect out there and seek out there and try to get information. When I say out there, I mean God. But the way she was doing it, she was saying, don't worry about God. Don't worry about, what you want to do. Don't worry about your passions. Don't worry about your gifts. And don't try to make it your own thing and then create a legacy with your name on it. And as soon as I said that, it was 144. That's wrong in so many ways. that also is going to make you not want to seek into your purpose and your passions and your that your desires, like your soul desires, are the reasons why you're here. You know that we also have corrupted desires, which is the desires that were implanted in us from programming. Desiring a lot of food, desiring sweets, desiring sex in the wrong way. Those are shopping. There's a lot of desires that are like wound attached, but our souls have desires. Those are the ones we want to connect with. And I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but it's what we can do. It's a choice. It's a choice. And so people who say don't listen to yourself and instead look at your ancestors and copy and repeat their legacy, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to just continue our ancestors' legacy. I'm going to tell you what I think about that. I think it's a whole bunch of BS. And I'm going to tell you something else on top of that. It's also not a whole bunch of BS. If your desire, your sole desire, is to take your ancestors' legacy and to work with it, to embellish it, to create something beautiful from it, and to expand it into the world and share it to the world, then that is your soul desires. Then by all means, do that. But if you come here and you're here to break all ancestors' program, because it was mostly dark, and you know you're here to bring something very unique, something very different, then do that. Don't look back and trying to see exactly what they did and copy it out of respect. Respecting something is letting it be for what it is, not judging it. That's respect. Hey, you can exist. It makes no difference in my life. I can take a little bit from it. I can learn from it. I can take delight from it. Because guess what? We are our ancestors. We are actually an extension of our ancestors. So we're not out of track. Like, we're aligned with our ancestors' purpose. That's why we were born from our mother and father. We come from them. We are them. We are a baby form of them. And your soul contract may be aligned with their legacy or may not be aligned with their legacy. But the beautiful thing of understanding this, or seeing it this way, I guess, is that you get to carry their light with you. As you break ancestral trauma and cycles of abuse and all that kind of stuff, you embody more light. What do you think that light is? Is the light of your ancestors that never shined before. It never saw the light. That light never saw the light. You are the one who brings that light into the world. You don't have to copy what they did. You don't have to exactly copy what they ate. You don't have to copy how they did the fire ceremonies and all the incense. You don't have to. When I burn incense, my lungs hurt. So I'm going to leave it as that. I can't hang around a fire. My lungs don't like it. I'm going to leave it as that. I don't have to follow anything because that's how we used to do it. Hey, that's control. That's a cult. Doing something and not being able to step outside of it in the way that works for you, you are being led by a cult. You're not respecting them if it doesn't work for you. You're respecting yourself. Respect yourself and respect others. Respecting does not mean copy. It does not mean... Respecting does not mean to do it. That is a misleading way of using the word respect. Respect is the lack of desire to change something that is outside of you. And I'm actually going to change that. Respect is the lack of desire to change something that exists. Respecting is letting it be, accepting that it's there and not wanting to change it because it's not yours. What is yours is your gifts, your templates, your ancestrals, gifts and abilities, and your ancestors' pain and traumas. We carry all of them. What we do with that we use it or not, or that we alchemize it or not, it is our own business. Nobody should tell you what to do with yourself. Baggage is included. So, if a person makes you feel that what you are doing, especially when it feels so aligned and so right, they are trying to get you to step out of your light because they see you are connected to your light. They see your light is in charge. And they don't want you because there is a program in people, and they don't know that, but there is a program, a force that is designed to psychologically manipulate you into believing that your light, your desires are false light. They're not true, they're not real. It's your ego, it's your ego, it's your ego. That's not true. It can be your ego, but you be the judge of that. And if someone tells you that's your ego, you still can be the judge of that. But listen. I tend to give big speeches. My bad. I will, I don't know, it's how it came out. So I'm going to leave it as that. I can't control everything 24/7. I am a very self-aware person, and I work on myself all the time. And I learn from my every single experience, including this one. This was very passionable. Is that a word? I'm very passionate about this because the one thing, if I look at what was the main pattern in my life that followed me, that I'm going to say corrupted me because, well, I was corruptible. I don't like the word corrupt. It's a very strong word, but it makes so much sense because there's so many programs in us that are not us. So for me, I say we are corrupted, but I say it with love. I say it with understanding that it's just a word, it's just a label. I don't attach stigma. I don't allow other people's stigma to be attached to words. I see the word and I give it my own perception. I give it my own judgment. I just want to put that out there. A lot of people think that words are corrupted. 1:44 on the clock right now. Again, I have 2 clocks. A timer and a clock, in case you're wondering. We can tune into the energies and the corruption or the vortex of the words, the labels. We can tap into that, but we can also choose, choose to look outside of that and be like, okay, fine. A lot of people think that 666 is evil, and I understand it in a different way. So I'm gonna go with that. And again with the, I'm going to do a whole episode on labels, guys. Just, hold on. For those who are interested in previous episodes I recorded, I changed the name of my podcast from Divinely Recovering, because I'm done recovering, to Radical Peacemaking very recently. And so I have about 90 episodes that I have recorded in the past. It's the same link, Divinely Recovering .podbean.com. Yeah, feel free. I just want to warn you that when I started, the energies were different. I was in a different state of mind, okay? And I was healing trauma. I was healing. There may have been some projection. There was a lot, So just know that I put an emotional scale number on each episode to assist you with having a bit of an understanding on how emotional the content that I share is. So 1 is not emotional at all. Anybody can listen to it, even if you're traumatized. And then 10 being like, you need a very strong stomach. Most of them, yes, it may be triggering. Please be aware. Again, I lost what I was saying. Keep doing that. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. I always find it. I always remember. That's awesome. I will be talking about labels. Oh, yeah. That's what I wanted to say. I posted an episode before on labels. I'm pretty sure. So scroll through the titles. If I can find it, I will link it in the description below. So my final word is, should you be triggered by how other people do life, speak, teach, live? Ask yourself, what is it do I not like? What does it really bring up? Is it a fear? Because it could just be a lot of those things. And find acceptance that for some people, That's what works for them. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish that you find the peace in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, to move forward in the direction that you choose, no matter how people are doing life, no matter what people say to you. One message that I received from goddesses recently, hold on, that message I've been receiving for years, but it really came to me recently, and it said, I asked the question, what's the one thing that's stopping me from really saying what I want to say? Because I feel like I just want to get in there, but I'm afraid. And the message said, it's because you're afraid of other people's emotions. I'm afraid on how other people are going to feel after I share my content from my heart. I'm afraid of what people think and how it will affect them, how triggered they will be. And I had to make complete, total peace with that. My content is my content. You like it, you stick around. You don't like it, you cannot stick around. And this is not a community. I'm not looking to build a community. If I have healing groups or something at some point, it's not a community. It's where you go to find healing. That's it. Support. It's a place of support. You can come and you can go. I don't care. I don't care what you do. Don't ever feel like you're part of my community. I don't have communities. You are free like a butterfly and you can do whatever you want. My information is and will always be only suggestions coming from my heart. And goddesses, thank you for allowing me to serve in this light.